the end of the day, the question is, name me an institution that isn't backed by law that has been causing prolonged cruelty to a certain group of people, demographic.
Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood.
Facts.
Yes.
He said A people. He said A people. He said
Yeah, it's A people, right? A people. We're
Great
talking about
demographic.
unborn children. Absolutely. Unborn children are the least protected class in this country.
Right. I would agree.
Okay, maybe I'm just confused on the criteria.
Hold on.
for
Hold on. I'm talking about A people.
This is based.
Huh? What'd you say, Mike?
I fucking like it. I said,
You love this topic?
No, they actually legislated this in court via the Supreme Court. They actually legislated in court via the Supreme Court, which gave people the ability to unalive children in utero. Did they not?
Yes.
But here's the problem with that.
That is based off of what? Consent. That is based off of consent, right, Mike? I mean,
basically, that's what he just said. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So basically, Lynn, like you said, you had consent. You had. I'm sorry. You know your parents.
So under this premise, did parents? Wait a minute. But wait, let me push back on the consent, because under this premise, didn't parents then force their children, right, their daughters who were considered minors, did they not force them to abort children using this?
It's not only that. We know that traffickers use it as well.
Name an institution that isn't backed by law.
But just because an institution is there, like you said, Planned Parenthood or whatever, doesn't mean that you have to use it. You know what I'm saying? It's a choice that, you know, these people make to go into those.
But if I'm 16 years old and I get pregnant and I want to keep the baby, but my parents don't want me to, they're going to send me to that clinic, and it's not going to matter what I want.
but the system itself, hang on. But the system itself doesn't perform that way, doesn't operate that way. There still has to be some consent there. And this is where, like I said, that his topic is really fucking muddy. So it's like, it's just like what Asia was talking about with the whole birth control thing. Like, you choose for this birth control. Like, you opt for this abortion. So, like, I'm lacking an understanding of the premise, or consent must be there, is what I'm understanding.
Does an unborn child get consent as to whether or not they're killed or not? Just question. It's forced on them. It's forced on the unborn child, right? It affects their life directly.
That is correct.
And then women have been forced to have them without any, like,
yeah, but it doesn't
we have undercover.
It doesn't matter. The child in utero cannot, and will not be able to give consent, nor are they even considered. They are not even viewed as human.
Right.
Weird.
Yes.
The education system and standardized testing.
So I still stand on my.
That is the only system. That is the only system that exists today in America, or institution, isn't backed by law, that has been causing prolonged cruelty to a people.
Fact.
Other than that, everything else. Listen. Other than that, everything else is based off of consent.
So
Everything else is based off of
Exactly,
consent.
Vicky. Thank you. That's why this shit is based as fuck.
Listen, 50. Just because I won that little game of yours. Listen, 50. Since I won that little game of yours,
that they shouldn't have a choice.
I request that my case be completely withdrawn.
I still think I want to take
I think it's muddy though, because whenever it comes to consent, because we can't, like, not us, but it seems like society today can't even decide what true consent is.
Okay, but here's the thing. By the framework of abortion, right? We're talking about constitutional rights. They are deprived of their life without due process, right? That's number one. Number two, they're deprived of their human rights, right?
Yes,
they're unalived for absolutely no reason. They didn't do anything wrong. They literally just exist. They're unwanted. They're not deemed as human. They're actually classified as a flunk of cells.
Are you going to vote for the programs that these young mothers, 16-year-olds, are going to need? I mean, which one?
Myron, can you let me finish? Thank you. So here's the interesting part. Now, the federal government actually said, no, we're going to protect the unborn unless it's just unwanted. If somebody goes and takes that child's life, then they're going to get convicted of homicide. However, if the mom just doesn't want it, then that life's no longer. Then it's based off of whether or not a life is wanted, as to whether or not it gets protections under the law. How sad is that? You want to tell me that that's not a human rights violation? It's not a violation of that baby's constitution.
What's wrong with minding your own daggone business?
Okay, so let me ask you this, Myron. Great, Myron. So if somebody's sexually abusing a child, Are you going to step in and help that baby, or are you going to mind your own damn business?
You know what?
If,
You know
if
what?
I know that
For as
somebody is
often-
doing that, then I will step in. You understand what I'm saying?
For as
Just
often
mind
as
your
It's none of
own
your business.
business.
It's
But it's
none of
none
your
of your
business.
business.
Your point is it's none of your business.
What's so hard about that?
For as often as I hear you talk about Trump getting indicted, mind
Hold on, Myron, I have a question for you, right? Would you agree with me that silence is violence?
It depends on what. Well, yeah, silence is violence. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Then you
yeah,
cannot tell nobody to mind their goddamn business when it comes to the mass unaliving of
Yes, I
63
can.
million
Yes, I
babies.
can tell them.
You know,
Yes, I
then
can.
guess what?
Yes, I
Then guess
can.
what? You are more of a white supremacist than
Yes, I
anybody else on
can.
this
Yes, I
panel.
can, nephew.
And-
You know
and
good
can I
well
ask the
these are
question,
not your
what is
business.
retirement?
Then you are, and then listen, this is the thing, Myron. What you don't realize
These are not your
that you
pregnancies,
are forcing and agreeing. Hold on, Myron. That means that you are agreeing to the oppression of the said babies within utero.
Mind your own business, son. That's all I got to say. Just mind your own business.
So let me ask you a question.
I don't want to hear one word about Trump from here
No,
on out.
Myron,
then.
let
Mind
me
your own
ask you a
business.
question. So do we mind our business when there's mass genocide in the world? When mass genocide is going on in the world, do we mind our own business?
No, but you know what? That's different than a
Oh,
woman's
but we
pregnancy.
do as long as they're
That's
unwanted
different
lives.
than a
That's not-
woman's pregnancy, Lynn, and you know that.
No, it's
Just
not,
mind your
because
business.
it is the
Stay out
business
of
of the
other folks'
people.
pregnancy. God,
It is
bless
the business
America.
of the people. It is.
What's so
It is the
hard
business.
about
It
you
is.
minding your own business?
It's not about minding your own business. It is the business
Yes,
of the
it
people.
is.
Why?
You all up in the
Okay, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you why. Get out of other
Hold on,
folks'
let me
business.
finish. Myron. Thank you. I'll tell you why it's the business of the people. Because when you put it on the ballot for people to decide and vote upon what they want, they are giving people their due process right. I'm sorry, not due process, their constitutional right to vote on things that concern society. When a death happens, when someone dies or someone's murdered, they call it the people versus such and such. So if you were to go out and slay people, it would say the state of, which is the people, because the state is comprised of the citizens of that state, of the United States of America, okay? And a jury of their peers is picked to try and judge them. So excuse me, I'm sorry, but the law and everything above and in between concerns the people. It is our business.
I
It is
call
only
that-
our
Could
business.
you imagine?
I
Could
call
you imagine
that-
what would Mod?
No, you
call
can't
cap.
call cap
You
on
know why I
that.
call
So
cap?
why is it
You know why I
state
call cap?
versus? Why is
You
it
know why?
called
Because
state
once
versus
those babies
whoever
are here,
when a crime is
you want to
committed?
do these
This is why I
babies.
can't argue with you.
You
because
don't
you're completely
care.
I'm wasting brain cells
So
talking to
therefore,
you.
if you
Now
don't
you're trying
care,
to
stay
talk
out
about
there
How are you
doing
going to go to the welfare
You're
system? What does that have to do with
because he
it?
doesn't know what the fuck
It
he's
has a
How are
talking
you going to
lot
link
with it.
abortion to welfare?
You have- it has a lot to
Actually,
do
they get
with it.
paid more when they
Do
don't
you know
get
how many
abortion.
babies would be born and people can't take care of them because
Myron,
of that?
Myron,
Oh my God.
And then you guys
Myron.
They could put them up for
undercut
adoption.
them?
They could put them
Come
up for
on now,
adoption.
come on now.
They could put
Just
them up.
mind your business. It's
They could
simple.
put them
Myron,
up
do you
for
drink the
adoption.
water when your water
It's
goes?
simple. It's a simple thing to do.
Let me ask you a question. What would happen? What would have happened if Jeffrey Dahmer, when the police knocked on his door, he said, "Mind your business"?
Jeffrey Dahmer ain't pregnant with no damn cow. If Jeffrey Dahmer got pregnant, you mind your own business. Let Jeffrey Dahmer decide whether he want to have that baby or
Wait, so
not.
you're saying
Okay, all right.
Why is it on the ballot then?
Are you
Why
Mind
is
your
it
own
on the
business.
ballot?
Because folks always in other folks' business. That's why it's on the
Men can't
ballot.
get
Because
pregnant
people
now?
always in other folks' business. That's why.
Men
Yes,
can't
but
get
you know what?
pregnant now?
Because weak-minded people turn their other cheek when shit happens. Oh, it ain't my
Oh,
business.
girl, it still ain't your business.
I don't have
It
to
still ain't
interfere.
your business, no matter how you slice it. It's not none of
I ain't
your
got to
business.
interfere with nothing. Because it ain't none of my goddamn business what anybody
It's
else
not.
does. Because if
It
my
really
black ass
isn't.
ain't involved, then it ain't none of my goddamn business.
It really
Fuck you.
isn't. It's not none
Like,
of your
seriously.
business.
Serious,
Other
don't ever
people's
vote
No,
again,
pregnancies-
we can't.
Don't ever
pass it.
fucking vote again.
Other people's pregnancies is not your business, baby. It's as simple as that.
Excuse me, everybody.
It
Like,
is
I'm
your
not-
business.
You're more
You're more concerned about other people's
none of my
pregnancies
business.
than
He
you
said it.
are about the
Hey, Myron,
unaliving of a
hey,
Mark.
Whoa. Let me say something. You just said MOD had 2 black sons. And
Yep.
because she's got 2 black sons, she
Yep.
I have 4.
wait a minute.
I have 4,
Let me
actually.
finish. Let me finish. Because she's got 2 black sons, it ought to be her business that Trayvon Martin and
Ahmaud Arbery.
Ahmaud Arbery were unalive.
That is
I
correct.
agree. Wait a minute. I agree with you. But I also have 3 children. And every time a baby is taken in utero, I remember I got 3 children, and those are human babies. And I got just as much right. Hey, dude, I got just as much right to mind my business and say those are children just as much as you do to say MOD because her kids are black. So let me ask you a question. Is it because her children are black that it ought to be her business? Or because I'm white, I shouldn't say anything about the unaliving of any unborn child?
Can
So who's
I-
racist now?
Can I respond? Can I
You
respond?
can, but you'll be disingenuous in your answer.
Can I respond, please? Okay. He just equated the unaliving of Ahmaud Arbery because he was black to a decision by a woman to have an abortion.
Because the baby's unwanted.
You're the one that brought up this blackness, not me.
Right, you're the
You're the one that brought up this blackness. A racist is
What if a
racist.
white woman unalived her child because she didn't want to have a baby by a black man? Would she
Lord
be
have
wrong?
mercy.
Is she racist for that?
Lord have mercy on all y'all souls. On all
You're
y'all
the one
souls.
that
No. Answer the question.
Lord have mercy.
If a white woman got pregnant by a black man and she wanted to unalive her child because they were half black, is she racist?
But he left. Don't worry. His
So
favorite,
here's something for the audience.
His favorite
Here's something
music
for the
artist
audience.
is Daniel.
His words
Just
were,
selective outrage.
his words were, you should not care about a woman that decides to unalive a baby in the uterus, but you should care, especially if you're a black person, about black people being unalived.
Well, here's the
Can I just
answer.
ask you a question?
But said that we
One
have to
quick
mind our own
question.
business.
Well, here's
Can I
the
just ask
answer.
one
Here's
quick
the
question?
answer. We
Can I
should
just
care
ask one
about all
quick
people
question,
being
just
unalived, including babies in utero.
Absolutely.
But by his framework, their business. So then, when it comes to Trayvon Martin or anyone else that gets unalived, unless it personally affects you, it's none of your business. That's the framework that we were arguing.
Yes,
More
absolutely.
Can I
black
just ask
children are
one quick
unalived.
question?
Black
I'll
women
drop.
are the number one unalivers of their babies. So it's disingenuous.
Can I say something, please?
Hold on,
just
princess. I got you. I'll let you go off in a second. Just let me get this out. Black women are the number one people in the world that unalive their children. In utero.
I have to drop. Can I just?
Hold that
I'm
tight.
doing a live about that today, everyone. I'm doing a live about that today.
The cruelty in this is the cruelty in this, is that people will sit there, just like he just sat here and said, that we should care about these black lives, which we should. We should care, regardless if they're black or white, we should care, okay? But if you want to say especially because they're black, fine. That's all well and fine. But the point of the matter is that these people, these children are in utero, don't even get the chance. They don't even get the chance to know what their life is going to become like before it's snuffed out, and they don't have a choice in that. The cruel part of that is knowing that they don't have a choice and taking that from them and justifying it by saying that this is my decision.
So let me say
That's
this.
my decision. I don't want
Listen,
to.
I just had one question.
Let me step in and say one thing.
What about those black lives?
Let me step in and say one thing because I got to drop. This is what I was just about to tell him. If anybody gets pissed because I say this, I don't really care because it's a fact. As a passing, very much white, conservative, Christian, Southern man in the South, I personally would tell you I've done more to stop the death of black babies than he has. I have done more for the life of black babies than he ever will, standing in front of abortion clinics, spending my money, trying to save children all this time. I'm more Black Lives Matter than that bitch ever has been. And I don't care who hears it.
Amen. Talk your shit,
So
kid.
hold on.
Shit.
Now, I want to add on to this, right?
Since when did Pastor get
The
ganked?
long version, hold on. So the long version form, all right, because we have a short version definition of what oppression is, right? Now the long version form is a prolonged, willfully causing pain or suffering to others or feeling no concern about it. Y'all hear that, right?
Yep.
Okay?
How's
Not
everybody?
based on or behaving, not, go ahead, what's up, Pete?
The only one who hasn't said a peep yet is Princess, so I'd like to give her the floor real quick. I mean, Queen Bull, I know you just
Well,
joined.
can I finish reading the definition real quick? The long
Yes.
form of the
Go
definition?
right ahead, 50, then
Okay.
Princess, and then Queen Bull, please.
All right. Not based on or behaving according to what is morally right with fair treatment, all under an institution of control. This is the long form definition of oppression. So when I come back here, naming an institution that isn't backed by law, morality and ethics is based off a law that has been causing prolonged cruelty to a people. Do it. Let's go.
To make those tough decisions before that happens.
So wait. So you said that if a father decides he doesn't want to be a father,
Correct?
and you didn't want to be a single mother, you would unalive that child.
No. That's not what I said at all. What I said once more is, if I lay down with a man and I end up pregnant from that encounter, and he tells me he's not ready to be a father, and I say I'm not going to get an abortion, I'm ready to be a mother, I'm not going to hold him responsible for my choice to keep a baby he vocalized that he didn't want.
Okay, I understand that. But
Wait, you're fine. You're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
The trees.
Breaking in and out.
A violation. That's wild.
Drop down now. Drop down now. Go. Before it bans you.
Sorry, Princess. Yeah, I just got that warning for violation. I apologize. I mean, I don't think there was any wrong.
Yeah, I don't think anybody should be.
I just want to say
I'm not sure what she was
violation. Did Myron report her because?
it's probably when she said that he was.
Honestly, I would stop platforming that fool. He adds nothing to the conversation. And people always got some shit to say about me when I get loud, but at least I'm loud and smart. He's just loud and dumb. Why do we keep platforming this guy? Like, seriously. He adds no value to the conversation whatsoever.
Absolutely. I
He will
agree.
always
Helen
take
Keller-
it. He
I
will
think Helen
always
Keller has
make
a better
it
chance
a
of
race
winning an
thing.
argument.
Whenever what Lynn said was for all races of babies. If we're not aware, that is what we're referring to.
Well, Ma, here's the thing. I've never directly interacted with him myself, at least from what I can recall. I brought him on here
Lucky.
on a very short leash, and yeah, I knew what to. I had an idea on what to expect with him.
I know
So,
platforms.
yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, he has no place in my life going forward. I mean, this is. Yeah. He has no place in my life going forward.
But I did,
I'll just say this out loud,
anybody-
and I mean it with my whole chest. Helen Keller has a better chance to win an argument.
Well, here's my thing, and if anybody can explain this to me, please do so. So, murder has two definitions, and if somebody can explain to me the difference between one type of murder to a person that's a teenager, an adult, whatever, right? If you can explain the difference between that type of murder and the type of murder that happens in utero, I'm all ears. I would love to hear that shit.
Ooh, I could do it.
Murder one and involuntary manslaughter.
No. You're not understanding what I'm saying. There is a non-legal definition of murder, and I will give it to you. It is to slay wantonly. Now, to slay just simply means to kill. Wantonly means to justify.
Intent. That's why
No.
I said murder one and
No.
involuntary
You're not tracking what he's saying because
You're not tracking what I'm saying, Sparkle. You're not
Go
tracking.
ahead, Phoenix. He's track. No. Phoenix is on the right track. He's right. Go ahead, Phoenix.
All right, so in other words, what I'm saying is to slay wantonly simply means to kill unjustifiably, right? Now, there is 3 reasons in America that we allow someone to kill another individual, okay? The 3 reasons are self-defense, defense of a third party, or capital punishment. Since a fetus in utero cannot stand trial, it cannot therefore be due to capital punishment. Since a fetus in utero is not a threat to a third party, it cannot be for that reason. So the only reason left to be considered justified would be is if that fetus is about to unalive the mother. So if someone can explain to me why murder, by that definition, is different in utero than out of utero, I would love to fucking hear it.
Thank you. Exactly. And that's exactly what I've been saying. If we already understand what homicide is, and we understand it, we understand that it is the taking of the life of another human, and that intent behind it is to unalive them wantonly, then that means it is not a justifiable murder, and therefore is considered first-degree murder. It is premeditated first-degree murder. That's exactly what it is. By legal definition, it is considered.
I also want to say something that I find it appalling that the one time that there is a mass genocide happening, nobody's blinking an eye except for the pro-lifers, because they think it's their right that they can do it. Because when mass genocide happens anywhere else in the world, we're always there to fight it off. But as soon as it happens inside the womb, we're like, oh wait, that doesn't matter. It's the mom's choice.
Are you talking about pro-lifers or pro-choicers?
Hey, I just want to say one thing, Ma. You know we about to fuck the app up with this.
Yeah, I like
here,
this
right?
topic. It will help. And
You know that, right?
Honestly, it does. It gives credence, because I've been saying this because people don't like to appeal to legality in abortion debates, and I understand why. Is because they look at abortion as a morality issue. I don't care about morality. Morality that we can justify laws based on morality, and laws have some basis in it. But legally speaking, the reason why is that I go off of that premise, because I have a legal background, but at the same time, it's the very the intent and the justification for murder, for abortion is in fact it's murder. By legal definition, it is. So why do we treat it outside of that? And that begs the question, exactly what Phoenix says. Why do we look at abortion why do we abscond the legal definition of murder for abortion? Why is it different?
Rod, so what ain't a country is in the comments stating that we don't apply personhood, but
Yes,
I tried to convince him and tell him about how there are laws that's why double homicide applies to pregnant women.
Correct.
And so can you
Wait. I want to explain something to the idiots that use that fucking excuse of personhood. Personhood is a philosophical, it is literally a philosophical subjective measurement. That is all the fuck personhood is. Because I can give you different philosophers who define personhood differently. So fuck personhood. I don't give 2 rats asses about personhood. What I care about is the fact that it is a person. A person is a human being. That child in utero is a fucking human being.
And that's what we don't have running our country.
So the Unborn Victims of Violence Act establishes personhood to a fetus. You can read it yourself, my guy. It literally says personhood. So you want a state law? I'll give you a federal law. The Unborn Victims of Violence Act of 2004 specifically states personhood.
Queen Bull hasn't had much of a chance to speak yet, and then Princess can have a turn after that.
Back on what the pastor said
Okay.
about doing a white man doing more for black babies than state that women of color do not choose their abortionists. They don't choose. Most of the time it's white abortionists that are unaliving these babies. So they want to talk about all of these unalivings of black men. And protest that, but they don't protest the fact that white men and or women are unaliving black babies on a daily basis in mass. So I think that there needs to be some sort of coming home with this topic with the black community, where they evaluate the fact that they cannot be pro-black and be pro-choice at the same time. And that is a topic that I have on my board for a live that I wanted to hold today. So 50, I don't know when you're holding your live. I don't want to do it at the same time or take viewers. I want everybody's attention to be on this topic because it's so important how hypocritical these activists are. For one thing, they're pro one thing but anti-life of their own community. And if it keeps going this way, the community is going to be pretty much erased.
They're absolutely hypocritical. 100%. You want to know how hypocritical these people are?
As of right now, it's literally the African American population in this country is literally diminishing.
Yeah, you want to know how hypocritical these people are? They want to make sure that we save everyone by getting the same people that fucking were anti-vaxxers 10 years ago, right? Same fucking people. But who cares about that, right? Because all we want to do is preserve life on this earth because we want to make sure we do the best for our fellow man. But hey, go ahead and go to your local Planned Parenthood community store and figure out how you can unalive it. You guys are absolutely outside your mind. Your morals and ethics are upside down, and I fucking can't stand you. Can't stand you.
That makes you so unsettled. Like, what makes you so unsettled about it? Like, you can't say you don't because if
Florida Congressman Byron Donalds
had Planned Parenthood and what Margaret Sanger said never happened.
How can we find those numbers? Because when I host my live, I want to have those numbers. I know the numbers for in 2021 in New York City, there were more babies unalive.
They're on the CDC. They're on the CDC and the FBI website.
So I think the census of when Roe v. Wade. So you could look at the census of Roe v. Wade year, and then you can. I can't remember where I saw the projections, but I do know that Candace Owens went into a deep dive whenever she had her pro-life statements, and she put out the video of Margaret Sanger's quote. Where you literally hear Margaret.
Wait, Caitlin is saying live action has
liveaction.org. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they use the Department of Health.
Yeah, because I know I'm going to have a lot of these pro-black radicals coming into my live, calling me a racist, calling me all these types of things because I'm bringing this up, but it's
because you're in the mirror.
Hey, Queen, if you actually, I don't know what stat